Open your hearts, His glory is here with us. He is a loving God. He will lift you up. Open your hearts, His glory is here with us. He is a loving God. He will lift you up. I open my heart and release your praises. Let your fullness manifest right now. I open my heart and release
Transmute
your
it to something positive that can change both of you. However much that thing pained you, it is okay for you to be pained. But it doesn't mean that you hit back for that. Like, you don't have to prove a point by abusing this person back for them to know you also know how to abuse. You can keep calm, and by that, it will give you power. That by itself is power. It's power that often we keep looking for. That you want to feel higher than the other person, but it necessarily doesn't come that way. So if you keep calm in addressing this other party's issue, so in essence you're dealing with yourself, then automatically the plan of God takes action. That this other person experiences challenge. Why didn't you abuse me back? Why didn't you fire up? Imagine if someone abuses you and you're still so much at peace. You are okay with that. That's okay. Even to be abused is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So what happens? It triggers something in the other person. So that's why often, and so far with the knowledge that I have, even if something really fires so powerfully from another party towards me, it is okay. That is my moment to learn a new nugget of wisdom. By being still and asking myself, what lesson am I being taught here? Because automatically it means that a death stage is kicking. But if you react back to that, you lose power. That is, there's a word Dad used to use, way kitambo. But essentially, let's use the word leaking power. You leak power on your head. Something that was supposed to propel you higher in the spiritual realm, now it becomes your downfall. Why? Because you've not realized that that was just a window that appeared, that occurred to you for you to go higher, to ascend higher in rank. So that aspect, and actually how we need to exercise ourselves is that until that moment that someone can come to you, let's say the first time you experience that, it's not easy. By the way, this historical process is not a walk in the park. It's something really that it can cost you tears for days, for weeks, for months, depending on how quick you want to change. So if someone abuses you for the first time and you've not experienced that before, there will be, in as much as you may not react, you will still have the kind of heaviness that you've not experienced before. Why did this person react like this? But when you go back and meditate and deal with that, by the next time this person comes to abuse you, it will be easier. So it's a thing of exercising ourselves. It's not a one-touch thing. You say, I experienced this one, so the second time I will deal with you. No, it's not like that. It's for you to, until you master, until someone comes, abuses you, and you are full of joy because for you, you're seeing a new level, a new step in glory. And number two, you already know that it's a moment for the other party to change. And you are the one to cause that change by having the revelation of the wisdom that is taking place. The transaction that takes place in that moment really matters a lot. So it's very key how you react to situations. It's good to know everything that you face in your life. It's a moment, it's a ladder for you. It's a staircase for you to climb and ascend high. So before you react, it's good to dig deep and understand why did this come to me? How am I supposed to, to utilize this space or that moment for me to get into a new level? So that was key. And remember what we said, that for you to ascend, you first have to descend. And we talked of that as the rhythm of the universe. Of the universe. That's a law by itself. So it's always good. Don't expect that you will see the glories and you've not even been tested for that. You've not even matured. You have not even attained. And the moment you attain, remember, you now have to exercise yourself until you're able to master. So that when you keep ascending higher, you will not be intercepted midway because you didn't even have the knowledge or the wisdom to sustain something. That's why when we come to the exams of life, guys, there's no biasness. It's not a matter of try and error. No, it's you have to prove yourself. You have to prove your maturity. And I was talking to a person and telling them, and God is never in a hurry. If you feel like you can take in one stage 80 years, he's still God and he'll still be God, and you still have to go through that. So the moment we understand that for us to keep ascending, because the aspect of death and transformation is not a one-day thing. Actually, it's a daily thing. It's something that will happen to you on a daily basis. So you have just to enroll. And there's a place I was giving an example of when people take kids to school. What do they expect? When a parent enrolls a kid to school, what exactly do they expect? They expect this kid should know, like even the mindset knows that I'm now in school and I need to work hard and like all those things. This is the same case to us in terms of life. We are in the school of life. Whether like you have already enrolled. So it's always a good thing when we come into that realization that I am supposed to learn. Don't think that it's others who are supposed to learn. Don't point a finger. Actually, I say, don't point a finger at others. Always point a finger at yourself. That way, you're about to bring change in your environment. But if you keep seeing that others need to change, your work is to keep seeing mistakes from other people, then it will be very easy for you to think you're powerful. And yet you are very impoverished or something like that. So it's very key to always look deep within yourself before you criticize, before you point a finger at others the way they don't work on themselves. First face it on yourself. Where am I as me? Because the more you ascend, the more it changes the equation. So today I wanted us to start on this the process, how death manifests in our journey. I touched on them a bit last time, but I'll still mention them in passing. That we have the physical death. This is how they manifest. Basically, we have physical death, which is I talked of it's the most visible form where the soul releases and the physical vessel and returns to its spiritual essence. But still, we may not delve so deep on this, but I would want us to know, even I think Dad has ever mentioned it, that most people think that when they die is the end of the journey, but if you didn't work on your soul here, you will still have to work on your soul even when you transition. But let that be that's not the main thing that I wanted us to tackle here. Now let's get to the second one, the emotional death. This one we will have to keep touching on it a number of times, where we are invited to release the attachments to people, situations, even versions of ourselves that no longer serves our higher evolution. I remember, I think last time I mentioned, when you're in a certain phase in your life and you mature in that phase, you will definitely have to, like that by itself, it calls for evolution and transitioning. So there are things that life by itself, life, and that's why I mentioned it's very key for us to take note of that. Life by itself, life will orchestrate that things have to change, because one way of evolution or of growth in life is through death. If there's no death, we cannot have evolutions. So one thing has to die so that you get to the next one. So there must be that release of some things so that you get to higher knowledge. I want us to keep refocusing on exactly what I said mystery is, because mystery is something that has been hidden. It is always there, it has always been there from the foundations, but simply because our consciousness has not gotten to that level, then you'll find it that our eyes are not opened to it. So it still remains a mystical thing. But the moment our eyes are awakened to it, then you start seeing things differently, and that thing ceases per se to be a mystery to you. Okay? I hope you understand that. So always know that every time you mature in a certain phase, the flow of things, the flow of life, it will bring new things. It will orchestrate that things have to keep changing in your life. Death has to be initiated so that whatever is not necessary for the next level, you can shed it. You leave it in the lower level for you to ascend. So you have first to descend to that level. You descend for you to be incubated to get or to be wired into a new being for the next phase. You cannot go to the next phase with the same odd ways of doing things and expect that you can see a change in life. No, it doesn't happen that way. So it purifies the heart so that the divine love can find space to dwell. That is in the emotional death. Then we also have mental. This is where old paradigms, dogmas, and belief systems collapse. The mind sheds its rigid structures so that the higher wisdom can be born. It's like a caterpillar dissolving in the cocoon, the chaotic, uncertain yet necessary for transformation. And this one, mental, there's a lot of things. I normally say, like, we've grown, I call them programmings. Things we've been taught before. We have always known them to be truth. But a time comes that life demands that something ought to change for you to step into another dimension of something. And such old paradigms and dogmas, they have to be caused to die. And you have to agree to that. Then the next one is the spiritual death. Here we have a lot of ego being dealt with. I found this to be the most deepest, because when it comes to ego, like, there's a lot of resistance from the body. You feel like you don't want to come out from that space. You want to be in control every time. When your ego is touched, like, people fire in a very dangerous way sometimes, because you're trying to protect your territory, and yet we fail to understand something that really made me actually even desire to have my ego being refined every now and then, is when once upon a time, also Dad said that when ego is purified, it doesn't die. I mean, when your ego is tested, it's not killing ego, it is purifying ego. When you have a purified ego, you are even at a higher advantage. And then the next thing, the other thing is that people think uh like when you lose maybe in a situation, especially when it deals with ego, it's like you're powerless. And I've come to realize uh often the people who fight so much, fighting is good, by the way, I hope you understand it the right way, uh because their ego is pushing them to do something. Trust you me, they are the most powerless people. They don't have power. It's like the way we usually told about the empty debes make a lot of noise. They proclaim, they say they are powerful. Most of the times, people who are powerful, they don't even have to say it. There's nothing to showcase because the power is there. Like you're not proving. Like the more you ascend, what I came to realize, the more you ascend in these levels, and the more you keep dying and dying and dying again, you come to realize that you know how to, you know exactly why do you have that power. It is not for showcasing or proving a point to others. I hope you get this in context where I'm saying so. So basically, it is the moment the self surrender. It is the moment the self surrenders its illusions of control. The I that once defined us dissolves, and we awaken to the truth of oneness with the divine. It is in such cases that even God can entrust you. Power can be handed in your heart because you know how to use power the right way. You know, you can be trusted. You can be trusted with higher powers. You're not going to use it to kill someone who just abused you once, and that person was just sent to you because you are their answer of change. But because you didn't realize that, you decided to hit back and even kill more what was meant to be redeemed. So you become a portal that actually you attract so much so that you can also offer solution to those people. I want us to take an example now. We are diving deeper in this of what exactly happens during these moments that we die and we accept to die. I want us to reflect on something that I termed as the womb moment, the darkness that conceives new life. So, what exactly happens when I decide I'm ready to go through this process? I'm ready to die because I already have put it in my mind that I am in class. I am in class, and so I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to keep stepping into new levels of glory every now and then. So, in what exactly, I want us to reflect what exactly happens in the womb. Because when you're transitioning from one phase to another, now you become a seed because you need to be reborn. You need to be reborn. I'm a rebirth. I don't know the best word to use there. For you to be birthed, let me use to be birthed anew. For you to be birthed anew, that means there is a seed. Now you are turned into a seed that needs to go through certain transitioning in the womb. Because I was reflecting, like, for take the journey of a seed. A woman is given a seed, and this seed goes through various stages from month 1, 0 month, 1, all the way to 9. Every month there's something that is usually happening. Every month there's a place that like you hear in the first trimester, there's a lot that is happening in the development of the baby and the brain and all that kind of stuff. There's another one that initially it may not even take the human shape, but as growth progresses, there's something that is changing. There's something that is changing. There's the restructuring that is happening for this person or this seed that was initially put there, for it to mature and get to a new, to be born anew and with even new level of consciousness. This is the same thing that happens to us. The moment you're transitioning, the moment you find that now you've gotten into the death stage, trust you me, outside there, people will know you. Actually, even the situation or the things, the manifestation of how things happen, it tells. Everybody can see you are dead, like you're dead. Like everything can witness. But what exactly happens? You're already a seed that is transforming, a seed that is being structured. There's a lot of shifting that is happening in your mind. Actually, always know that you can only die when you declare yourself dead. Others may see and say, even everything is showing that you're dead. But within yourself, when you know exactly what is happening in your life and you're not in resistance with a certain phase of your life, then it becomes a moment of being busy because it is work. You allow God to mold you. And as you're being molded, you're also flowing through to understand exactly here, this is what is being rewired. This is exactly what is happening. You're not in as much as others. And that's why I'm saying that aspect of proving, something can happen in you, you get into death stage, and within you, because your soul is still firing and your ego is still screaming loud, it doesn't want to die, you still want to come back and tell people, by the way, I will still emerge and I will prove you wrong. I'll prove you wrong. It doesn't work that way. Or being birthed. In that moment, they will definitely know. You don't have to shout. You be in that actually in that space you become a voice that in silence. You're quiet, but you're talking so loud. So this aspect that you've been made, let me use, like, for example, even in KTM, we were made to go into recess all at once, and boom, we feel like we need to tell others we are not dead, we will come back. It's not necessary. When that moment comes, and the reason I'm saying it's not necessary, if you get into a death stage and honestly you don't know what to do, you're still fighting with yourself. God, who am I here? You're still complaining, who am I, what did I do wrong? It's not time for that. You need to know exactly what to do. That is a moment to feed. That is the moment to seek deeper. That's the moment to be in stillness, in perfect peace, because you know something great is being cooked. Something great is being molded out of you. That way, you are on the right journey and you are not in conflict with exactly what is happening. So it's very necessary to understand exactly what happens in the dead stage. That always know that you are in the womb. You're being conceived anew. You need to be birthed anew. So it's always necessary to keep calm. You are not being pushed to the end for your life to end. No, there's nothing like that. Basically, as we get to end this broadcast, you will get to realize whatever we are calling death, maybe even in higher term, it shouldn't even be defined as death, because it's a moment of transition. Like, it's just something holy, something very good that each and every person ought to appreciate. So basically, whatever happens in the womb is that there's a lot of identity shift. You no longer who you used to be, and yet it's necessary to know that is not your final destination, simply because now you're in the first death stage. We said the aspect of death is a daily thing. So it's not that you have become the the highest the highest dimension of the higher state of who you ought to be now for the next level, what you can handle now, the next level, your new classroom, let me call it like that. So there's a lot of identity shift that happens in the womb. Then there's maturation of vision, your old dreams, what you the dogmas. This is the final knowledge that I have concerning this, or this is, let me use business wise, this is the highest form of wisdom maybe I had gained in terms of affecting the world in terms of business, or even in whatever field that you're in. Then that makes it even better, because the moment you come out of it, you become a creator, because you have already created room for new ideas, to flow. That we are going to look into that way later. Then we have refining of faith. In that silence, you are able to trust the unseen hand of God. Often you'll find we want to have faith with somehow what we can identify with, but it comes to a time where you don't even see a glimpse of where the light is going even to come from. But always trust the death process, because at the end of it all, that is what is going to elevate you to the next stage. So in short, always every soul like Christ must go through the surrender. It's cross death of ego, the tomb of transformation, the womb of transformation, and then resurrection, the rebirth into higher consciousness. Consciousness, that one, whichever that word. So always be ready. Always be the main word. The key word I would use for this one is always be willing, and not just willing. Take a step. Don't hold onto something so much until you are not able to see any change, but you still want to cling to that. That is not wise. So the hidden work beneath the silence. I think I've explained this, but maybe I can just read through for more clarification. When Jesus was breathed his last breath on the cross, the natural realm declared that it was finished. And this is now what I was talking, that even the manifestation of what happens in the natural will dictate that in real sense, this person has died. This person will never rise again. This person has lost the business, the ministry, whatever they were attached to, they have lost it. The sky darkened, the earth shook, the people mourned. To the observer, the story seemed closed, and that death had won. Now, this is from the people's judgment. But what they didn't realize is the silence in the tomb was not the end, it was divine activity concealed. Guys, I would want us to know that some of these moments that we call death, they are very key, and they don't need to be announced in the public. Don't allow your death phase to be intercepted. It is very wrong to be birthed or born prematurely. If you are born prematurely, that is a loophole to the new level you're going to be, or you're stepping into. That calls for so many ways in which the enemy can intercept the level you're in. Also, don't quicken your death phase. Don't be in a rush to be born. No. Stay there until you are totally made. Be patient with the process. This is what pains people most, and always know that aspect of pain is the pressure for birth. But wait until you're mature. Take an example of natural birth of a baby. When it's a natural birth, during like the natural way, it's not the doctor to say the baby now needs to come out. When the baby is fully grown, the water breaks itself, labor kicks in. Why? Because the baby is ready to come out. So don't force issues. Don't force yourself to step out to shine, yet you will not be able to handle even the battles in the new phase. Stay there. Trust the process and trust what God is doing in your life. That way, you're going to be on the safe side, and it's even going to be a blessing for you when you step in the next phase. Always know that. So where people saw defeat, God saw transformation. Where the world saw stillness, heaven saw movement. Always be on the side of heaven. Okay, in this case, especially when you're in death phase, Beneath, beneath the stone and the silence, a higher transaction was unfolding. Christ was descending into the realms of darkness, disarming principalities, unlocking spiritual gates, and reclaiming authority for humankind. You can check those verses. I may not read all of them right now. Nothing visible was happening, but everything invisible was shifting. So majorly, when you're the same way, you cannot tell exactly the development that is happening to a baby when the baby is growing inside the womb, simply because you cannot see what exact you the only thing that you will see, the physical manifestation that you will see is the stomach of a woman just becoming big, the baby bump becoming big, but you really can't tell by just looking at someone. You say right now it is the eye that is forming. You have to have the knowledge behind that. Right now is the leg, including the person having the pregnancy. Not unless you have the knowledge of this is what is happening maybe during this week or this month. You'll find most people don't even know. But my point is, don't keep announcing to the people. You see, now I'm in my death stage. Even if you see me dead, I will still come and resurrect. Right now, what is happening? Uh, Even God is teaching me how to formulate new business plan. No, it doesn't work that way, guys. You'll be intercepted and you will redo. Let me sorry to say that you will redo that course until you understand what you're being taught in that phase. So it's very key also to be wise, the wisdom. And I was explaining to someone what really makes us to have the wisdom of life is through the experiences that we are made to go through these death phases, resurrection. Through that way, we are able to have the wisdom of maneuvering in certain things in life, not just being taught. Like you emanate, you become the wisdom itself. You just don't talk. You're not talking out of the theory. Like you are the wisdom. Your wisdom unfolding. You are the walking wisdom. Simply because now you're understanding those things and you're patient with the death stage is very key for evolution, for transformation, for glories, more glories, for higher levels. Death must be there. So death is very key, very very key. uh in its the in it the unseen, the root of the purpose are usually strengthened during the death stage. The blueprint of the next phase is being written. That's why I'm saying it's very key. Don't reveal some of these blueprints thinking that you're preaching a great gospel, saying this is exactly what is happening, and yet you're just giving the devil a better way of understanding how to intercept you when you don't even, you yourself have not understood exactly the blueprint and how we can use that to maneuver. Then the old energy is detoxed and new frequency begins to form. So the barrier is not the stagnation, it is a spiritual construction in progress. The silence of God in those moments isn't absence. It's just a gestation period. You're being recorded for higher expression of life, higher level of consciousness, higher perceptions, higher ways of seeing and viewing things, all those kind of things. I want us to take this illustration of a butterfly. This is quite encouraging if you think deeply exactly from stage to stage of exactly what happens to a caterpillar. Just even after this, dig deeper about a caterpillar, and that will show you the kind of transformation that can happen through a death stage. And cause you initially you are crawling. Actually, let me read it so that we can understand it. When a caterpillar enters its cocoon, it appears motionless, lifeless, and even to the naked eyes, it looks like nothing is happening. The creature that moved freely now hangs still, enclosed in darkness, wrapped in, away from the world. But within that silence, something astonishing unfolds. Inside the cocoon, sorry, inside the cocoon, the caterpillar's very structure begins to disintegrate. Mark such a word. The caterpillar's very structure begins to disintegrate. The old form literally dissolves into a liquid-like substance, what once ceased to be, so that something new takes shape. The process is neither glamorous nor quick. It is hidden, sacred, and messy. Yet, just a minute. Yet, in that dark, enclosed place, the DNA of light begins to awaken. Remember, this is a caterpillar that used to crawl on earth, but now a different DNA is being wired in this caterpillar. What once was earthbound is now rewired for the sky. When the appointed time comes, the cocoon tears open, not as a tomb breaking, but as a womb birthing. And what emerges is no longer what went in. So these are two different things. So you may be entering a death phase as one who is so beaten, who doesn't understand anything in life, but your moment of being rebirthed, your moment of emergence is something totally different. Sometimes it may be hard even for people to fathom exactly what happened to this person, what transpired, but they don't know your DNA was wired. There's something was had held in you, in your beingness, simply because you agreed to go through the process. One person who never used to have money right now is controlling the GDP of the country. So people may fail to relate. How did this happen? This KTM that has always been sent to recess every now and then, that they don't even have a permanent place. Then all of a sudden, you have taken control of the nation. You are an army that every person is seeking to understand, running to you. So when you look at it from that dimension, people may not understand, but when you are being taken through the death stage, something literally was happening. So that's why now it became easy for me to understand that when a church is in its foundational level phase, and people keep running away from it, they don't want to identify it, so they don't want to die, they don't want to relate with the death. It is very hard for someone to come and try to plug in when a church has taken off, when a church has taken over the glory phase. Even if someone tries to come, it is not easy, it's not possible. So it's very necessary for us to understand that death stage is very key. And when you miss out on a death stage, trust me, you will always so high to come down. So, and if you don't want that, it's very key to wait, be patient in your death stage until you're fully made. So when the appointed time comes, the cocoon tears open, not as a tooth breaking, but as a womb birthing. And what emerges is no longer what went in. A creature that once crawled now soars. That's precisely what happens with Christ in the tomb, and what happens with us. Because like even with Jesus, the kind of a body that he died with during the death, when he rose, he was even going through the walls. It is from one level to a new whole level. Like you went through death, then even the Lord want to identify with you in your glory. So always be very, just be there, stick, hold on to death, hold until you're fully formed, so that you may celebrate. You may also have the peace the moment you emerge. Let me see if I'll be able to cover this resurrection part, though we had talked with administrator, and she said that if I'm not able to finish, I hope even the rest can be in agreement with that. We can finish it next week, but pretty early, because it will be earlier than the usual time. What is remaining is not much, but what we are remaining to cover right now is the resurrection and the emergence. After the death, what exactly happened? The new face, the new you. Every resurrection begins quietly. It doesn't come with noise. You don't come shouting, "Hey, by the way, I had died." Now you can see. You thought I was dead. You are now there to prove to your enemies. Enemies, come here. You need to see that I have resurrected with higher glory. No, it doesn't work that way. It comes with a shift in essence. You don't shout it, but it can be felt. Your impact, your virtues, your presence, like the new you, is just a new atmosphere by itself. Something subtle but yet very powerful awakens from within. There's that frequency changes, the consciousness expands, the soul begins to remember who truly you are beyond the veil of form and fear. So, like when Jesus rose on that day, he went, sorry, he went, when Jesus rose on that day, he did not come out as he went. That one I've already explained. So in simple terms, what I'm saying, what happens by the time you're coming from a death phase, you have clarity, how you view things. Your divine, like you have a new perception. How you view things, it's from a different lens. It's not how you used to view it before. Then you are in a place of freedom. You are no longer to realize that death doesn't come to end your life or to embarrass you or to do all those negative things that you may think of. Then you become very free and you become at peace with the death phase. You appreciate that death phase is there, because the moment you see death phase is kicking in, then you know there's glory waiting for you ahead. There's a new garment that is waiting for you ahead. Like the Lord is already standing at the end of that death phase for you to be crowned with a new garment, which is very encouraging when you understand exactly what happens. Then you come out with new authority, operating from your spiritual center, not from circumstance. And that's where I'm also saying in terms of consciousness. So you don't force even authority, you don't force power. Like actually, I normally say power is something, but however powerful you can be, when authority speaks, power bows. That is something very key that I came to realize. So being in a place of authority, even if certain powers are dislodged, the moment you speak because you're in a place of authority as a believer, as a Messiah, as a Messiah in your domain, then that makes things to align. So that is also very encouraging. Then we get to a place of oneness, knowing that your life is an extension of divine life itself. In resurrection, we no longer resist death. No, we honor it because it's a sacred doorway. Because now we are already seeing that every death comes as a way to prepare us for something higher, for a new level, for new glory. The sign of resurrection in the soul. Right now we are 1 minute to 9 on top of the hour. So I would have loved to explain this right now, but I really have respect for time. because of other things that await in different platforms. So if you allow, we can finish it next time with your permission. And I can see Patterson has raised his hand. So Patterson, I allow you to open your mic and say what you want to say before I say it's done for today. Karibu sana Patterson.
Hello everyone. Nimeinua mkono kimakosa. But I would want to say I'm learning. Actually, it is apart from having maybe a good theme. It is becoming simple the way you're explaining it, and I'm getting it in a very easy way. And I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patterson. And if in case you have a question, guys, always feel free to bring it up so that maybe that's what we are going, as I finish up next week, we can also handle the questions that are going to come on board so that it all becomes a blessing. So I think I'll edit at that point. I'm going to discuss about the signs of resurrection in the soul in the next it will be the last session. And actually, when I was preparing, guys, I didn't know it can even go. You see, I was already afraid. Let me tell you the truth. I was also in the death stage because I didn't know that I really can handle a series. I really had to battle with that for a very long time. So, but I didn't know it's already something that was being prepared, that as I empty what I have, that I'm equally in class. So it is for all of us. So as you internalize on these things and get to know that it's a daily thing, it's not things that are far-fetched, but it's things that happen to us on daily basis, then they are going to all become a blessing to each and every person. So I allow you to have a week that you will be so tested and understand exactly what we are talking about in practical. May you have practicals through the week. And when you get questions, bring them on board, because they are also going to help us and to sharpen us even more as we continue learning. So without taking any more time, I give it back to Fidelis. God bless you guys. I love you so much.
Thank you so much, Lucy. Wow, honestly, I'm also in that place of like, you really are a good teacher, and clearly you can handle a series in a very nice way. You, especially in the way that you bring out your points and how you explain things, is very understandable or can be understood. So I'm really blessed for you teaching us and us being in this position. So thank you so much. Thank you for taking us through that. And I know from the reaction of people that they have really enjoyed that session. So I want us to go straight to our announcements, and let's start with giving. And if you're giving through Mpesa, you go to Lipa na Mpesa, Paybill 522-522, and then account number is 1157-028-047. That is 1157-028-047. So Lipa na Mpesa 522-522. Then you go account number 1157-028-047. If you're giving through bank or like a check, you go to KCB Bank, Kenya Limited, that's the bank name. Account name is Kingdom Touch Ministries. Account number is 1157-028-047. Branch address is Kencom House, Moi Avenue. If you're giving from overseas, the account name is Kingdom Touch Ministries. Bank name is KCB Bank Kenya Limited. Branch address is Kencom House, Moi Avenue. Account number is 1157028047. BIT code is TFS. Swift code is KCBLKENXTFS. If you're giving a special offering, say like you're giving tithe or a special offering, maybe a seed or anything in that line, you can communicate through the email or through our number. The email is kingdomtouch.ke@gmail.com and the number is +254 791 151 501, and communicate. Say, this is the kind of offering that I am giving. If you've been blessed by the minister of the day, that is Lucy JC, you can send of your appreciation, your gift to the number 0714-894578. That is 0714-894578. For the visitors, you can call or WhatsApp the number 0791 151501 if you have a question, if you'd like to know more about us, if you request for prayers or you need something addressed, you can talk to the person who will be waiting for you on the other side of the line. Every Sunday, we have a service, online service from 12 p.m. On YouTube, Kingdom Touch Network. Make sure that you mark it on your calendar. And at the hour 12 p.m., you will find a live video that is going on. So I will welcome you all to join in the service and contribute by liking the video and also commenting. You can ask questions, you can give of your feedback. We welcome you to this. Our dad has written 2 books, In the Image and Likeness of God and the Knowing the Holy Spirit as the Divine Feminine. If you'd like any of these books, I would advise you to get both. You can go to Apostle Daniel Wesonga's Facebook page. There's a pinned post. You click on the link, it will take you to a page that you'll be able to purchase, put in your details, and you get the book. But if you'd like a paperback, you can call the number +254 791 151 501. Tell them that you'd like a hard copy, and they will arrange it for you. Also, if you'd like it signed, that can also be arranged for you. Connect with us through our social media. That is on YouTube, that is Apostle Daniel Wesonga and Kingdom Touch Network. So on Fridays, Apostle Daniel Wesonga drops a video every day. I believe it's at 8 p.m. You can check that out. Make sure that you're following him. Also leave a like, a message, and ensure that every Friday you check out that video. Also, there are more videos that have been done previously that you can watch on that platform, and you'll be blessed. For Instagram, we have Priestess Kiki Wesonga, we have Apostle Daniel Wesonga, and we have KTM HGA. On Facebook, we have Apostle Daniel Wesonga, Priestess Kiki Wesonga, and Kingdom Touch Network. Also on these platforms, you can get messages that have been, you listen to them. On WhatsApp, we have +254 791 151 501. You can also call this number for any inquiries. For email, it's kingdomtouch.ke@gmail.com. For Telegram, it's Kingdom Touch Ministries Media. We've come to the end of our service tonight. Thank you so much for worshiping with us. Our father and our mother, that is Ambassador Dr. Apostle Daniel Wesonga and Kiki Wesonga. They send their love and appreciation for giving of your time to be present in today's service. We see you on the next one. That will be on the Wednesday. Come prepared with books, your heart open to receive more of what will be taught on that day. So shalom, have a lovely night full of encounters with the Lord.